Alrighty, BB40 back with another Zombie Rush Survival video. So in this one, I've got a friend named Eliminator who has also gotten into this game quite a bit. He's already worked his way up to the Demolitionist, and he's been upgrading that. I don't know how far he's gotten, how many stars he's got on his equipment, but anyway, if you want to go a long run, this particular run, he had to leave at around wave 700. So, but I kept going and managed to make it to wave 1084, I think, something like that, before they knocked me down. I started, this is your usual location where I like to start off my fortress. Up right at the entrance up top here where this ramp comes up. I dropped my first buff tower right at that line right there. And then I dropped a second one over there as I started to expand, and I was stretching out my turrets. It's the first time we tried working together, and we weren't really communicating other than, you know, some messages in the game. So I was thinking I'd have my turrets out in front and he could put all of his launchers behind to protect them. But he ended up laying down so many launchers, they ended up on both sides of the turrets, and I landed down more turrets. I didn't plan on laying down a lot of turrets because I wanted to save my money for the health tower. This is what I recommend if you want to do a run, you know, 1,000 waves with a friend or two. One of you guys got to go in as a medic, and that way you'll have that healing station, and you can heal everybody's. It heals everybody's equipment that's within the diameter of that healing station. Its healing diameter. So, not showing that yet, but we will later on when it gets more intense. So this actually worked out to be a pretty good combination. He was making obviously more money to buy more turrets than I was because of his demolitionist mortars that were constantly, you know, dropping these bombs on the zombies. So if you were to scroll ahead instead of waiting, you'll see go to about wave 600 or so, and you'll see how many of his turrets are all over the place. And unfortunately, he had to leave. And what had happened is when he left, anybody leaves that you're in the game with, just remember when they leave, all of their equipment leaves with them. So his 100 mortars, turrets that he had out, they all disappeared. And I was left fending for myself. And I was actually shocked I was able to go another 380 waves after he left. So, and you can see all that in this video. I did this all together took over 3 hours. You know, steady run, and I cut it down here to about 55 minutes, showing, you know, bits and pieces of the highlights in here. But man, it got really intense. So this is be a pretty exciting game, especially if you can not only play with, you know, for yourself, but play with friends. So, but if you do go solo, and you want to see how far you can go in this game, how many waves, I recommend, and I've talked about this in some other videos, just turn on the auto skip when you first go in, if, you know, assuming you're solo, and go to wave 50 and then turn off the auto skip. And the reason for that is because you don't want to get ahead of yourself. The zombies keep getting stronger with every wave that passes. And you see at the end of this video, when I'm at wave 1000, I can't drop any more zombies. They're too strong. Even the crawlers are so strong, I could barely kill them. It takes like 5 minutes to kill a crawler. It's just crazy how strong they get. I recommend that you try to save up as much money as you can for your healing towers, because they keep getting more and more expensive as you use them. And especially if you use 2 at a time. You only want to use 1 at a time, and you want to keep all your equipment inside of that healing diameter. So just remember that. Any equipment you put outside there is vulnerable to attack. And I was actually very surprised at how long it took the zombies to take down a turret or a buff station, a buff, buff tower. I mean, it took a long time for them, even with several zombies attacking one, it took a while to take them down. So they're a lot stronger too than what they look, than what you might expect. So yeah, just go 50 waves and kill all the zombies. The only way to get the most money is if you kill every single zombie. So I recommend after you do those first 50 waves, kill all the zombies. Then what you want to do is go another 10 waves. Do that until you get to wave 100. You go 10 waves, turn the auto skip back on for 10 more waves, then turn it off. Kill all the zombies. The reason you have to do this is because the wave timer is only 10 seconds. And the zombies increase the number of zombies with the waves that pass. So they keep piling up. And I think there's probably a maximum number of zombies that are out on the map at one time. I think it might be 100. I'm not sure. I'm kind of guessing the maximum amount. So, and you'll notice this, that when you turn off the auto skip, that even though you kill a lot of the zombies that are out there, you'll still see more zombies spawning, because it'll add up the number of zombies from every single wave, those 10 waves. If you go from 50 to 60, that's 10 waves, and you might get an average of, if you're solo, you might get an average of 60 zombies per wave. That's 600 zombies. And if you only get 100 or 150 or maybe 200 out at one time maximum, then you're going to have a lot more zombies spawning as you kill them. Every zombie you kill, another one spawns. Until you kill that 600 zombies. You get all of them off the map. You kill them all. So if you want to get all that credit, get all that money, earn all that zombucks, you get 10 zombucks for every zombie you kill. And you want to get all that money. You need all that money. So if you go through the waves too fast and you get up too high too quickly, you've wasted hundreds and hundreds of zombies that could have given you more money and more zombucks. So, and you need that money. You got to have that money, not just to lay down more turrets, but for your healing station. You got to save up at least, I would say, if you want to do 500 waves, you're going to need to save up and make sure that you have at least $20,000 to $25,000 by the time you get to wave 100. And then that should be enough with your towers, and you still have $25,000 left over after laying down a bunch of turrets. Then you'd be in good shape. You should be able to make it to wave 500. If you want to go to wave 1000, you better save up about $40,000 because you're going to need it. Now, you will still be killing zombies on the way there. You will still be earning. But I recommend that you set a dollar amount by the time you get to wave 100. And if you gain more than that, and that's what I was doing in this game, I set my number at 20,000 because I had a friend in here who was stronger class than mine. He was the demolitionist class, and he was really taking the zombies down better than I could. So every time I got enough money above $20,000 to buy another turret, I would lay one down somewhere. So I tried to keep a minimum of $20,000 going into the higher waves. And believe me, I needed it. I needed more if I wanted to keep going. I was able to make it. I lost my last healing station, I think, at about wave 1020 or something like that. So I had no more money left to buy one. I could not kill any more zombies to get any more money. They were too strong. Just way too strong to kill anymore. So that's why you need to save up a lot of money before you get to higher waves, because you are not going to be able to get any more money. You will not be able to kill the zombies anymore. So, and the way you get to higher waves is you simply hold them off. Your turret's got to hold them off, And your healing towers that you can keep buying will help you hold them off for a long time. And don't use the healing towers one after the other. You'll be wasting them if you do. What you want to do is watch your configuration of turrets and watch which areas are getting hit the most. And just keep an eye on the health on those particular turrets. So when your healing station, runs out of time and goes away, keep an eye on those turrets. Just, you can zoom in closer. You can go over and just look at their health bars, the blue health bars on top of them. And you'll be surprised at how long they can last. Even though they may be getting attacked by multiple zombies, they can last a while. And you want to hold off to that last possible minute to drop another healing tower. That way you can really stretch them out. And as soon as you drop the healing tower, everything's healed. And it takes 5 or 10 seconds and everything is healed back to 100%. And then that healing tower lasts, 5 minutes at least. It lasts a while. And you can go, let's see, 30 more waves up before the healing tower dies. So there's that healing tower. I just dropped one. And look at the size of the diameter and how much area it covers. So you want to try to find a central location in the middle of all your equipment that you're laying down to drop that healing tower. Leave an empty space there so you can drop it in the same place every time. And then when your partner or partners see that healing tower, they know where they can lay their turrets down and they'll be healed. So just remember this strategy to stretch things out. You want to stretch out those healing stations as long as you possibly can. Okay, so like I said, just find whatever areas. Like on this particular map here, where I am standing is a critical area. The zombies keep coming up that ramp. And over here, where I just went over this side, this is another area where my partner was hanging out, Eliminator. And he was defending that side, and I was defending the other side. So if I wanted to know if any towers or turrets were getting damaged, I would just zoom in a little bit and run over there and look at the health bars. Now, I didn't do that very well in this particular game because we were, I was just mesmerized by how crazy it got. And I figured, I didn't know he was going to bug out at wave 700. He had to go. I guess he probably wasn't expecting that either. So, but after that time, I did stretch him out more. I did check on the turrets. I did check on different areas, and I waited till some of them were getting damaged down to like only about 20% health left, and then I would drop another healing station. So, and plus, if you're the medic, also you could drop these buff towers. Make sure all of your turrets are within a buff tower diameter, so they all get that extra strength. Not just your weapons that you're shooting, but also I believe also the turrets also get buffed with a buff tower. I believe. I might be wrong. I don't know. Because the developer of this game, of these, these developers don't give you a whole lot of information. I was lucky that Talking Back Up, Skylar developer, responded to a post I made in his Discord server for the Tower of Zombies. It's one of the other games. They don't have a Discord server for this game yet, I don't believe. So you can go into Tower of Zombies Discord server is where people are talking about this game the most, and where I've been posting my bug reports, because they're the same developers. So yeah, he responded, and he did mention that it's not in the other games like Tower of Zombies. You can earn Zombucks by completing a wave. Every wave you complete, you get some Zombucks. He said in this game it's not based on waves, it's based on kills. Every zombie, I think it's no matter which zombie it is, doesn't matter if it's the Mega Brute or if it's the little crawlers, the strongest or the weakest, they all give 10 Zombucks each. So that's why I was saying, if you want to go in just for Zombucks, I talk in other videos, all you want to do is 50 waves, kill all the zombies and reset and do it again, because it's quick. you can get 27,000 or 28,000 Zombucks in 10 minutes. You keep doing that over and over, do that 6 times, and you're going to have over 200,000 Zombucks in an hour. So I recommend that as the way to get the most Zombucks. But if you go and do the long run like this, do what I was doing, what I suggested. Go 50 rounds. And we didn't do that here because my partner and I, we just, he's together. We had enough strength to just keep going and killing all the zombies, and I wasn't too worried about killing every single zombie. But if you go in solo and you want to get the most amount of money, you got to kill every single zombie from the beginning up to about wave 100 or maybe even beyond that to get the amount of money that you want to go the distance, to keep buying your healing stations. So in like I said, in this particular game, my dollar amount that I wanted was 20,000 at least. And you'll see that as we go. I get up to about 20,000, and he even asked me, he said, why aren't you dropping turrets? I said, well, I'm not getting enough money. My turrets were costing right now, let's see, they're over 2,000. It's like 2,600 to lay down a turret. And we were at wave 64. So I got a lot of turrets out there, and so does he. So I was focusing more now at this point on getting the money that I wanted. So, but again, you go in solo, just go 10 waves at a time and turn off the auto skip and kill all the zombies. After you kill all the zombies, you can turn the auto skip back on, do another 10 waves, and then turn it off again. Kill all the zombies. And do that until you get yourself completely set up the way you want to be set up. Make sure you got your arrangement of turrets in the right places with your buff towers, and you get the money that you want to go as far as you want to keep buying those healing stations. And like I said, the healing stations, like you see, and they keep going up a little bit. They say it's only about $20, but if you drop a couple of them, it gets kind of multiplied. I mean, you go through them quicker. So just do one tower at a time. Find an area, like I found here, where you can keep everything inside that one healing tower. I could have probably pushed it more toward the center of the top of the roof here. And maybe we could have got a few more towers, a few more turrets in there. But if I move any more to the right, then my turrets on this landing at the top of the ramp will get exposed, and I didn't want those to be exposed. So that's why I put the tower right where it is, the healing station. Okay, so it's starting to get more and more intense now. He's still laying down some turrets, and I'm working on. We're not at wave 100 yet, so wave 75. Pretty soon here, I'm going to start focusing on getting my 20,000, and I'm going to try not to drop below $20,000. So, but yeah, no, I did a video on a strategy on a glitch where you can get all the zombies to get stuck out in front of this upper level, out in that front lower courtyard, front of the building. But I believe they patched that a couple nights ago. Because I tried to do it yesterday like 3 or 4 times, and no matter what I tried, I could not get the glitch to work anymore. So that little gift from the developers is gone now. You can't do that anymore. You can't shoot for like 4,000 or 5,000 waves anymore by taking advantage of the glitch, because it's been fixed. So if it was still working, it'd be working right now, but it's been fixed. So don't even try to get a glitch going anymore, because it won't work unless there's another area. I might explore some different areas and try some different things and see if I can come up with another glitch, a strategy, but if I do, I'll post a video on it. But for this one, we just overpowered the zombies for as long as we could. And like I say, the medic and the healing stations are critical to going a long distance in this game. So at this point, I've already got we're at wave 84, almost 85. So I've got to start concentrating on saving up my money, and for the healing stations. My friend doesn't matter. I want him to drop as many turrets as he possibly can. But he was telling me he got to the point where his turrets were costing $10,000 each. That's how many he laid down, because they keep increasing with every one you lay down. So, at the end of this game, my healing stations were costing like $1,200. That's why I couldn't buy another one. I couldn't save myself by buying another one. Now, if you look at the video right here, it almost looks like the glitch is working because the zombies are running in front of it. Look like they're heading in front of the building. But they do turn and start heading back up the ramp, but they don't make it up there because all the bombs are just blowing them up. They're not strong enough yet to survive and get to the top of the ramp. Now, one thing I wanted to point out, and I don't understand this, and I'm going to do another video for the developers to look at. But you can see all of my blue turrets. And a lot of times, there's quite a few that just aren't even shooting. If you look at one that's shooting, you can see the lines going at the zombies. And you'll see that you'll get this like explosion, a blue-purple explosion inside the turret that indicates that it's firing. And if you look, you'll see that there was a lot of turrets where you're not getting that explosion. They are simply not firing at anything, and they should be. They have a range where they can detect the zombies for a good distance. But I think it's a bug in the game, or it should be treated like a bug, because every turret should be shooting at a zombie if it's in range. And I've had games where I just sat back and just didn't shoot my minigun. I just watched the turrets. And the zombies would come right up to him and actually hit the turret. And the turret still wouldn't shoot at the zombie, which I do not understand. To me, that's a bug. That should not be happening in the game. So beware of that for if you go into the medic turrets. But when you get to the higher waves, and there's just like a swarm of zombies all over the place, they are all firing. They do end up all firing. I just wish they did it all the time. And when any zombie was near, you should have multiple turrets taking down a zombie quickly, not just one or two turrets shooting at it and taking 10 minutes to kill it. But that's the way it is right now, and I hope the developers. I'm going to do a special video just on the turrets about that, and tell them, hey, you need to fix this, and hopefully they will. So I'm looking around and I'm checking. I haven't put it down another health station. I'm looking at all the turrets and see where their health is, and it's all pretty good still. So I'm not worried about laying down another healing station yet. Yeah, I haven't done one in a little while, I think. So anyway, it's not needed yet. And you can see, if you look close, every piece of equipment that you lay down has a health bar, blue health bar on top of them. And just keep an eye on those health bars. And if you see them getting low, like maybe even if they drop below a half, they start getting down to about 20%. You don't want to take the chance of them suddenly getting hit by a bunch of zombies and taking one out, because these things are expensive right now. And you may not have the money to do it. So I just went and dropped another one, and I probably, if I paid more attention to this, I could have stretched those healing stations out a lot longer, and I could have lasted a lot longer if I had those extra healing stations at the end of the game. And I accidentally, actually, at one point in this, I don't know if I left it in the video or not, but I had accidentally slipped on my keyboard, and I dropped like 3 healing towers, 3 healing stations in one location. I was like, damn, I didn't mean to do that. That was just, 2 healing stations wasted. Plus, I increased the cost of the healing stations by laying 3 in a row. And if I hadn't done that, I might have been able to do about 1,500 waves. I don't know. But anyway, it is what it is. It was just an accident. So, but anyway, I might do that. I need to do that sometime. I think I noticed before, I don't know if it's true or not, if you drop a healing station and if it doesn't heal anything, then the timer runs out quicker. But I noticed that when it's actually active and it's actually healing turrets or healing something else, the timer seems to take longer. So it's kind of like another reason to wait until the zombies are actually damaging some of the turrets or some of the equipment somewhere, and stretch those healing stations out as long as you can. Get them to last as long as they can, and don't, keep an eye on your turrets, check their health, and wait till, some of the turrets have been damaged down to about 20%, then drop another healing station. So, because the turrets are what's really doing all the work. Even now, I'm only at wave 118, and I'm still working my way up to about $20,000, is what I wanted. And I'm having a hard time even killing regular zombies. It's taken a lot longer. The bigger ones especially taking a lot longer to take them down. So, and it just gets worse as you keep going up in waves. They get tougher and tougher and tougher, and harder to kill. So just remember that if you want to do, I'll say it again, if you want to do a long run with a friend, or even solo, one of you guys has to go in as a medic. You've got to have that healing station to go a long way in this game. So, as far as the game goes, I've done several videos so far you might want to check out. A lot of them, gosh, they're getting outdated almost as soon as I do them because they keep doing updates, quick updates recently. They did an update just like 3 or 4 days ago where they added 2 more classes. They added a recon class and a pyro class. I just bought both those classes. I haven't upgraded anything in them really yet. I just don't have enough Zombucks to upgrade everything. But I'm planning on doing a video for each one of these different classes and show what I think might be the best strategy to survive with each class. This one here, the medic, to me, still, even these 2 new ones, I don't think could beat the medic for going the long haul. To go into a long wave run, you got to have those healing stations. So I don't know. Gosh, maybe we could experiment sometime if my friend and I both went in as a demolitionist to see how far we could go without any healing station. But that's for another day. So I'm going to go through each class. I've already done quite a few on the medic. That's been my favorite. But I'll even go back to the rookie class, the beginner, and try one of those now with the current configuration and the current map, and with all the updates that the developers have done so far, just to see how long I could possibly survive with just the rookie class. I have a feeling, I'm not sure, I could probably do 200 waves, maybe more. We'll have to wait and see, because it is the weakest class, but I do have all of the equipment fully upgraded to 5 stars, which will help it. But I don't have great expectations on going very far in that class. I did do already a run with the Trapper. Was not at all impressed with the Trapper. I do not recommend that class at all. The mines are one-time explosion, and they become ineffective after about wave 100, 150. They don't do much damage. The traps, I don't understand what they even do, because they didn't seem to affect the zombies at all. They were kind of useless. And the only thing that was good was the Tesla coils, the Tesla guns. And they tend to, when you get past the wave 100, 150, you start getting up there, they're just not strong enough. They don't fire fast enough to kill the zombies. So you end up I got overrun before wave 200. So I didn't make it very far with the Trapper class. I don't recommend that one. I have not done a solo demolitionist run yet. Mainly because it's going to take, if I keep playing this game, it's going to take a very long time to completely upgrade the demolitionist, all the equipment. I'm going to the 3 pieces. I forget what they are. You got these exploding turrets here that you see, and I believe there is a barricade that you can drop to protect your turrets. It says explosive barricade, but I didn't see it doing any damage to zombies, so I don't understand why they call it explosive barricade. But anyway, I gotta play around with it some more and try to figure it out. And so I want to get out there as quick as I can a video on each class. So look for that in the future. I'll be working on those. Now, another thing I recommend you do as soon as you can is upgrade your guns, especially the minigun. It's the most powerful weapon that you just earn from playing a game, doing a run. You work your way up to it, but once you get it, you know, it's the strongest gun. As you can see, I've been using it, but I mean, now we're at, I skipped ahead to wave 600. And you can see that, I mean, I am unloading on even the smallest zombies, and they are just not dropping. It's taken a long time to get them to drop. So, but still, it's the strongest weapon that you get for free. I don't know what it would be like to use the RPG. I might buy it sometime. And I forget there's a... I forget if they have a ray gun in this game. I know there's a Stormlinker. That might be the other two guns. It's the RPG and the Stormlinker. I might, just to be able to make a video, buy those guns and do a video on them, show how they work, what kind of damage they can do compared to this minigun. And give a review as to whether or not I think it's better if it's worth buying either one of those over the minigun. But we'll see. It's just a video for another day. So we are now pretty much fully loaded, and I'm going to skip ahead to close to wave 700, which is where my partner here has to leave the game. And what happens, like I said, if you're in the game with other players and they've laid down a bunch of equipment, when they leave, all of their equipment goes with them. So every single one of those mortar turrets, the green ones you see out there, they're all going to disappear. Every one's going to disappear. And I'm going to be left just with my blue turrets, my healing station, the buff towers, and my minigun. That's all I'm going to have left. And it's I still manage, even after he leaves around wave 700, I still manage to make it to 1084. Alright, so at this point I'm thinking, God, I wish I had that $20,000. I got 16,000 still, and I'm going to still try to get some more money, but it's not coming close. So I just had to drop another tower, another healing station. And I didn't really check. I should have gone running around and checked on everything, see how everything was looking. But you can see the zombies are just on both sides are hitting the equipment. They're damaging. So this was the first time I tried running with another player, going a long distance. So just some things to learn along the way here. So definitely take your time to check on the stations, check on the turrets, check on their health bars. And keep an eye on them. Just kind of run around. I mean, I'm still shooting some of the zombies with a minigun. Oh, that's the sort of thing I want to talk about. Is since the zombies are so tough now, don't waste your time trying to take down a brute. The best thing to do, you want to reduce the number of zombies on one side or the other, and that way your turrets can try to push them back, especially my medic turrets. When they fire, which they're not always doing, they tend to push the zombies back. But if you have a lot of zombies, then your shots are spread out over multiple zombies, and you won't be able to do enough damage to the big ones to push them back. So you gotta concentrate, and I've been concentrating on killing the normal green zombies, the green crawlers, the ones with the red arms, and the ghost zombies. Those are the 4 weakest zombies. So there's one with the red arms right there, these speedy zombies. So take those out first. cut down on the number of zombies. It'll help out a lot instead of trying to, you may think, oh, the brutes are worse. No, they're not. They all hit about the same damage, I think. I don't really know for sure, but based on what I've seen in the other games that they did, Zombie Mayhem and Tower of Zombies, they all hit the same amount of damage. So now my friends tell me, hey, gotta go. And I said, okay. And it was kind of like, uh-oh, what am I going to do now? I'm not going to have any more of these green turret mine things shooting everywhere. I'm going to have to do it all on my own now. But I did manage, he went down. I saw that something popped up that said that he died, but I couldn't find him. So he's up on the left where that TV head static zombie is over there. I didn't realize he was over there, but he told me, he said, I died on purpose. I wanted to go. I have to go. So, yeah, I was running around trying to find him, but he had already, he told me that he had to leave, so. So yeah, see, I just shot a red one, and I'm shooting a ghost zombie, and I'm shooting another ghost zombie there. I'm trying to take out, you want to take out as many of the weak ones as you can, so that your turrets can focus on the tougher ones. So remember that strategy. It'll help you a lot in surviving longer. See, now most of the little ones, I know they keep spawning, they keep coming back, but like I said, the fewer zombies there are, the more your turrets can focus on the ones that are there, and the more they can push them back. So that's important to remember. Take out the weak ones, the small ones first. Cut down on the numbers. It'll increase your chances of living longer. So, I don't think there's any other good tips I could give if you're going to do a long distance run like this. If you go solo, like I said, right now, use the medic because of the healing stations. If you go in with friends, try to make sure one of you guys, at least one of you, is a medic. If you have two medics, so you go in with 4 players, I would recommend 2 medics and 2 demolitionists. So there, he just left. And now I'm in trouble. At least I thought I was in trouble. Now, it's only about wave 707. So my objective now is to kill all these zombies that are up on the deck. Because they are going to be hitting my towers, my turrets, and the guys coming up the ramp are going to be hitting those ones over there. So I immediately dropped a healing station so that I could give myself to assess the situation here and figure out what's going on. But what I want is for all of my turrets to be shooting the zombies coming up the ramp and knocking them back. That's what I really want to have happen. But in order to do that, I've got to kill all these other zombies that are on the other side over here, so that my turrets could focus on the ones on the left side. I've got to kill all of these, so I try to kill them all. The sooner the better. So you can see I've cut down a couple of them. There's still some coming up the ramp or spawning on the deck. And they are hard to kill. I mean, look, you see me shooting that ghost zombie. It's taking forever to kill that ghost zombie. And it's one of the weakest zombies. So, but it's been working. As long as I can keep the zombies at the edge of my fortress here, I'm good. So right now I did that. I got all the zombies on top. Get rid of them all. And you look at the guys coming up the ramp there on the left. They come up and they get pushed right off the side. And that's the situation that you want. You want to get this set up if you can. Try to get rid of any zombies that are on your right side and just let all the turrets push all the zombies off to the left side. And this is probably the first time you get up to really high waves like this. It's about the only time you'll see all of your turrets firing. Most of the time there's usually maybe half the turrets. Now that guy right there, you see that big brute? He jumped the line. And that was the beginning of the end for me. He jumped over the line and he went up top here. So now I've got all these turrets on this side. I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe. Yeah, 5. Even my very far left turret is shooting that brute that just jumped by me. So that's 5 towers taken away from my defense on the ramp. And that was a brute, and he still had a lot of health left. So I'm going to turn around and try to kill him, but my shots and my minigun are just not going to have hardly any impact on him at all. And what happens, because I no longer, you see the zombies starting to jump up, get closer to my turrets now, is because I do not have that defense. Those 5 turrets made that much of a difference. Having those 5 turrets shooting that zombie, taken away from defending the fortress, really brought about the end of this run. Now, I'm doing this, I'm looking, you see my blue bars closest to the bottom of the screen? You can see they're taking damage, but they're not at the point where I need to heal them. So I'm not worried about healing them just yet. I'm going to let them take some damage, because as soon as I drop the healing station, they'll all go back to 100% health. So I can hold off, stretch out the healing stations. I don't need to always be dropping one all the time. You got to remember that too, to stretch them out. Try to budget your time, and the stations that you have, you want them to last as long as they can. And I'm down to like only about $10,000, so, and it's costing $1,100 now. I only could drop maybe 8 or 9 more towers, probably only 8 more towers, healing stations. So I got to stretch them out as much as I can. And the one main turret I'm looking at is the far left one. That one seems to be taking the most damage so far. And I still got that brute behind me. But the other zombies, you see, they keep jumping up now. They're not being held back like they were before. And pretty soon they're going to start jumping over some of these turrets. They're going to start getting in between them. And that's when the fortress is going to be lost. It's just a matter of time when that happens. So we are up to 887, and I end up going down at 1084, I believe it was. So yeah, when you get more and more zombies, like you get the other brute up at the other corner up there now. So the turrets are focusing on him, taking away from the guys on the ramp. And now they're getting closer and closer, and they're doing more and more damage. And they're starting to get in between, which is really bad. When they start getting in between, you can't get them out. I've got 3 zombies on the back, on the right now, up on top. A couple of brutes are beating up my my buff towers. But still, I mean, it is taking quite a while for them to weaken my turrets. That very turret on the very left, I was talking about at the top of the ramp, that very left one, it still had 50% of its health left. So I still really do not need to drop a healing station yet. Now what I'm trying to do is what I've been able to do before, is to get the zombie that might be over here, to get him to come after me. And sometimes you can get him to come out of there, and you can drag him over to the other side where he might fall off the edge. So that's a strategy you might want to consider using. But here I was thinking, oh, he's red. He's only got maybe 15% health left, and maybe I could just take him out, and I could save the situation. But you see, now I got a ghost zombie over here. He's coming after me. They got a brute on each corner. So at this point, I'm not sure what the best strategy would have been. I probably should have put more effort into trying to pull that brute out of that corner and drag him over to the other side where he could be forced off the edge of the building. That would have been probably the best strategy to fix this problem. So by this point, I know everything is lost. It's just a matter of time. I know I'm going to run out of healing stations because I'm going to use up my money. But as long as I got them, I can keep burning through the waves. And that's a wave every 10 seconds. So 6 a minute, 360 an hour. So now this guy over here in the corner who caused this whole disruption has a little buddy. And another one on the left there. So yeah, I knew at this point it's just a matter of time. There's no way I could keep going because I know I'm going to run out of money and run out of healing stations. And I cannot kill the zombies quick enough to get more money. They're just way, way, way too difficult to kill at this point. My turrets are not strong enough. My minigun's not strong enough. I mean, they do a little bit of damage, but I mean, it's taken like, I don't know, probably 5 to 10 minutes even for the turrets to drop a zombie. You can watch my money count. It's not moving. It's not going up at all. I mean, I just killed one of the weaker zombies. So like I mentioned before, you just got to focus on the weaker ones and hope the turrets can do enough damage to bring down a big one. But there's so many of them that broke through the defenses here now that I'm just overrun. Nothing I can do but just run out the clock and try to go as many waves as I can. So I'm only at 954 right now, but I do end up at 1080. So I held out for long enough, and I'm surprised there's just so many turrets there. All the zombies are focusing on them and not really looking at me all that much. So then they end up, you'll see in a little while, you'll see just how close they get to me. And eventually got to the point where I had no choice but to run, because they were just going to attack me. They were taking all the turrets out, and I was out of healing stations, and it was just, everything's going from bad to worse. So yeah, all you could do at this point is prolong the inevitable. And just try to get to as high a wave as you can. I was actually very surprised. I mean, after my friend left at 700, round 700 or so, I went another 380 rounds, which really surprised me that I would be able to go that far. So anyway, I'm probably just going to let this run out, but just wanted to recap in case you skipped ahead and missed some of my tips and suggestions earlier. So, and you see it now, depending how far you want to go, why I was suggesting that you get, at least $25,000 before you get to, I don't know, say wave 120, 130, when the zombies start getting tougher and you're not able to kill them. You want to make sure you drop all your turrets that you're going to need, and you don't want to overdo it, because if you use up your money on turrets, you're not going to have any money for these healing stations. So just remember that you need the healing stations to go long distance. You don't need nothing but turrets. You got to have the healing stations. You got to have money. You want to save up, like I say, if you want to go to wave 500, 500, 600, have at least $20,000 to $25,000 to start. If you want to go past 1,000, try to start off with about 40,000 if you can, and hold that line. Don't drop any more turrets, because you really won't need them. Your healing stations are going to keep you, is what is going to keep you alive and keep you going. And also space them out. Zoom in on your character, your avatar, so you can take a close look at your turrets and see which ones are taking damage and which one might be the weakest, which one might be losing its health the fastest. And when that turret's getting all the way down to about 20% health left, that's when you drop another healing station. You don't just drop one after the other, or you'll run out of them quickly. You want to space it out and time it right. You don't want to waste time, because all this is based on time. The timer's counting down. Every 10 seconds you get a wave. So if you want to keep going higher and higher and higher waves, you got to budget that time. And don't waste your healing stations unnecessarily. So, and while you're earning that money, you're trying to get that money in the first 100 rounds, 120, 130 rounds. You can go the first 50 rounds with the auto skip active, but turn it off for about round 50 so that you can kill all the zombies and get all that money and zombucks. You don't want to waste any of the zombies, because what's happening, just to recap, if you have auto skip on, which is every 10 seconds, each round wants to spawn, 60, 70, 80 zombies, whatever the number is. And they will keep adding up. If you don't kill them all in that 10 seconds, they're going to roll over into the next wave and add it into the next 60 or 70 zombies that are going to spawn. And they keep adding up and adding up and adding up. And if you just keep blowing through the waves with auto skip on and not taking advantage of the weaker zombies and killing them while you can, then you're going to miss all that money and all those zombucks. So, like I said, do the first 50, turn off auto skip, kill all the zombies, turn it back on, go another 10 waves, turn it off, kill all the zombies, turn it back on, go another 10 waves. Just keep doing that until you get yourself your $40,000 if you want to go a long distance. And hold that line. So do not drop another turret until you earn the money above 40,000. Like say you're at a point where a turret's costing $2,000. Don't drop another one until you get $42,000. You want to save that 40,000. If you don't have the money, you don't need the turret. The healing station is the, bar none, the most important thing to go long distance. It doesn't matter how many turrets you have. If you got the healing station, the zombies will not destroy the turrets and you will not die. The healing station is, bar none, the most important thing you need to go a long distance in this game. So just remember that. And if you go in with solo, go in as the medic. If you go in with friends, make sure at least one of you is a medic so you can keep dropping the healing stations. And that's the key to going a long way. So I'm getting to the point, I'm at 1065 wave. I'm only going to make it to not even 20 waves. And I'm just going to have to run. These guys are going to take out the turrets around me, and I've already spent all my money, so I cannot even buy another healing station, and I cannot kill the zombies to earn the money. They're just too tough at this point. So, and we're just on final countdown here. It's just nothing else I can do. I'm just going to try to drag it out as much. See, I'm shooting the ghost zombie, the little ghost zombie there, and I cannot kill it. It's gotten so tough. And usually at, wave 100, I could drop it in half a second. But wave 1000, it'll take 5 minutes for the weakest zombies. Just try to kill the weakest ones. Try to keep getting more money by killing the weakest ones. You got the ones with the red arms, the speedy zombies. You got the white ghost zombies. The crawlers, I think, are the weakest ones. The ones that are on the ground, crawlers. And then the green, small green, normal zombies. Focus on just killing those. Even when you get to the point where you're, they're starting to get really tough. You've laid down all your turrets. You got your $40,000. Just kill the small ones. Try to reduce the number of zombies up here on the deck that are attacking or trying to get to your turrets. And the turrets will beat back the bigger ones. They'll just constantly be shooting them in the head and knocking them back. But if you have too many zombies up there, if you just focus on a big one and there's a bunch of little ones around, you're going to spread out all of your bullets from your turrets. You don't want to spread them out. You want them concentrated on the big ones, and you want to kill the small ones yourself. So just remember that too. That's a strategy to help you live longer and go further. So anyway, this is just about over. I'm about to run off to my death. Nothing else I can do. But I appreciate you checking out this video if you made it this far all the way through. This is one of the longer ones I've done. And like I said, this was a over 3 hour run. And I condensed it all down to about 50 minutes, 55 minutes. Cutting out sections, but it's, I thought it was just pretty cool to see how this went and what you can expect if you were to try to do a run like this. So if you liked the video, please give a thumbs up. I very much appreciate that. It helps. Leave comments. Comments help. And subscribe. I say this a lot in my videos. Subscribing is free. And I myself will go searching. I probably subscribe to a half a dozen different creators out there who put out videos on this game because I wanted to see how other players were playing it. I just watch the video, like it, no matter how kind of basic it is. No matter how much of a newbie the guy is at YouTube, just help everybody out. Everybody can help everybody else. So we can all help each other. So just subscribe and help everybody you can. I appreciate it. Thanks. You see all those zombies? They all came out from under that platform. Those are the ones that got me in the end. I did a video on that too and put it in their bug reporting. So anyway, thanks again for checking it out. I appreciate it. And catch me in the next one. Bye.